This is another topical session, topical issue session. And today I'm going to talk about God's mercy. Christians call it God's grace. People in different visitation and different beliefs call it differently. So I am entitling it God's mercy. I would like to read, because I'm going to talk about something I saw, somebody I saw being interviewed on TV yesterday. It really touched me and also brought to my mind, and I think it will also bring to your mind the reality that every time we are living, we are almost vulnerable, but we never notice because of God's mercy on us. There are people who have passed through things and they can only say it is God's mercy, not by their own works. So, because this one is touching a Muslim, I will read from the Quran, and I am a Christian. Christians and Muslims have a common point. Obviously, the other books, most of them, Sabur, Taurat is the Pentateuch, the 5 books. Injil, which is the book that talks about Isa bin Maryam, who is Jesus, son of Mary, the same one. So we have a lot of common ground. And that gives me strength to talk, because I know we share a lot from the religious perspective. So I'll start with the Quran, because I'm going to talk about a Muslim, a Kenyan Muslim. I don't know if he left here if he was Muslim. And I'll also talk on it from the Christian perspective, and I'll talk about it in different perspectives. I'm starting with Quran, Surah Al-Infal 33, or the spoils of war. And this is how it reads: but Allah would never punish them while you, O Prophet, were in their midst, nor would he ever punish them if they prayed for forgiveness. I'm reading it again. But Allah would never punish them while you, O Prophet, were in their midst, nor would he ever punish them if they prayed for forgiveness. That is from the Quran. I also have a verse from the Bible, so let me feel free to read, because I said Islam and Christianity has got a lot of common issues, common books they share. So I'm also going to read the Christian Bible. Ephesians 2:8. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourself. It is the gift of God. I repeat it again. Ephesians 2:8. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. And then Ephesians 9 says, not of works, lest anyone should boast. It is God's mercy. God's, not how good you are, not how only you are, but it's by God's mercy. I saw a Kenyan. I had heard about it, but yesterday on TV, I heard the interview and it touched me. I'm talking of a Kenyan who was on death row when he'd gone to work in a foreign country, Saudi Arabia by name. His name is MUNYAKHO, and he converted to Islam. So he got the name ABDIKAREEM. If I pronounce it wrongly, please forgive me. I'm not used to, but ABDIKAREEM. As you know, the other time I talked of the Most High God, Allah is the Most High God, and Yahweh is the Most High God. And you can always see that in the past videos. It's there when I was talking about one God, the God of the Abrahamic religions. So, as I was listening to this interview, there was a time when he was working and accidentally a fight erupted and a person died. He found himself in jail after that. There are other Sharia laws. When most foreigners leave this country, they do not know that there are such a laws. I used to hear of them because when I was young, there was an aunt who had gone to Greece and had passed through Saudi Arabia. And there was a time when she was telling stories about the Sharia law. So after that, he thought he would be released, and now here came the catch. The family now had to make its demands. And it was a lot of money or death. And all the time, he was in death row because he was talking of some people would be taken from there. I'd seen a video of how death is executed in the Saudi. There were some videos, and there was a video that I watched, and it is scary if you know what's going to happen to you. And when he was in that situation, he was able to receive the word of God through the Quran, and he converted to Islam. It gave him courage. It gave him encouragement. And through faith, the impossible amount of money, 400 million Kenyan shillings, is a lot of money. Most of people will die without having access to that amount of money. It's out of reach of the largest population. That is the amount of money that was required from a humble family. They talked about the harrowing experiences. There was a friend who was talking about him, how he struggled, and I could see the hand of God in it. I compared it with the situation of the time when I told you there were political clashes, and I found myself in the national park facing the lion and everything, and I could resonate with his feelings, what one feels when one is in that situation. What does it teach us? It teaches us that every minute we have, every second we have, every comfort we have is by God's grace, God's mercy. It's not a guarantee that everything should go right for you. So every time you should always have God in mind, believing, trusting that God will take care of you, and God can take care of you. I've always testified in the For Jesus Club what God has been doing to me. So you can resonate with that too, that God is a mighty God. I learned from that experience. And one thing he said, and I was proud of him, because he confessed and said he never thought. He's very sorry of what happened. It was accidental. It was in self-defense. And he acknowledged that it was by God's grace. And the friend acknowledged that he's coming from the death row in Saudi Arabia was by God's grace. Why I'm talking about this is that there are times we found ourselves in situations we can't comprehend, and situations that you feel you may not get out of it. There are people who have found themselves with illnesses. You are told, I don't know, it's second degree or third degree cancer, or you are in the last stage, and many lose hope. There are those who have found themselves on death row. There are those who have found themselves in jail. There are those who have found themselves being chased by criminals, like I have been experiencing. There are those who have found themselves stranded, maybe in foreign lands or even in your land. Those who have found themselves with no money. Those who have felt that the end has come and they have lost hope. His coming from that place should give everybody hope that there is nothing impossible. Because when you trust in God, God will do everything for you. God is the giver of everything, the giver of life, the giver of money, the giver of freedom, and the one who can be able to remove you from a situation. And sometimes some people get through situations so that others learn that God can be able to intercept and save you from the jaws of death. So I'm using this opportunity to talk to you according to your visitation. My visitation, the conversion of my visitation is Christianity. His conversion now is Islam. You may belong to other visitations, because I said visitations do not mean that you do not have a connection with God. Have strong faith. Never lose hope in any circumstance. And know that there's no bigger fighter than God. God will always make the impossible possible. I've learned that through Christ. He has talked of that through Allah and the Prophet Muhammad. There are people who will tell you from different things. They will tell you from Krishna's point of view. They'll tell you from different belief systems that we have. But the most important thing you should have is faith. Iman. If you have faith in God, trust in God, there is nothing impossible. God will make everything possible. So this is an appeal to people where people have been losing faith. Others don't even believe there is God anymore. They operate as if there is no God. They feel like their problems have not been attended to. Take your problems and turn them to God. He will do the impossible for you. MUNYAKHO, I thank God for you. Your experience was harrowing, but it's a teaching to many and an encouragement to many that If you believe in God, everything will be possible. MUNYAKHO, you have people who love you. I saw the love in your friend, the love in your mother. Hold them dearly. You have treasure. There are people who value you. They love you. Kenyans love you. We thank God that you are now a free man. God bless you. Have faith in God. And we shall learn that every minute it's God who takes care of us. It's not how careful we are. You can easily find yourself in any situation because you don't dictate the situation. You cannot dictate an attack against you. You cannot dictate an accident. You cannot. Things happen like that. Sometimes others are even framed up. Something happened. Maybe somebody wanted you to do something and you were not able to do that, and you are framed up and you end up inside. But never lose hope, because with God, call him Allah, call him Yahweh, call him Krishna, call him Ram. With faith, all is possible. That is my take for now. Never fear any situation. God will always help you overcome. Not by your strength, but by God's strength. Be encouraged. MUNYAKHO, salute you. Because of that confession, I never wished. I can't believe you are a good man. God bless you. Enjoy the freedom, but never, never forget your family. Never forget God. They have stood for you. That's my take for now.